We have been taking the Live Local KW Challenge here at Daytime all week. And this is the best part of the challenge, eating all that great local food that is so readily available right now. And thanks to Foodland Ontario, and more specifically Chef Taufik Shahata, we are going to find out about the fall bounty that's here. Specifically, we're talking grapes. And we're going to talk nectarines right now. I love them both.
Yes, nectarines are always so sweet and perfect.
You know what? And I eat them raw. I have to admit, I don't often think about cooking with them, though.
No, they can be substituted for peaches in most of your recipes, and they work just fine. And a lot of the time, you don't have to peel them.
We're going to stop.
They're going to start again?
Yeah,
he's got his mic on. Was it not turned on? Sorry.
Okay.
It's okay. No, it's not. Don't worry about it.
Is it on there? There we go.
We got it. There we go. Sorry about that.
No problem.
This is the beauty of the live to tape.
Okay, stand by.
Well, here at Daytime, we are involved in the Live Local KW Challenge, which means enjoying all things local. And this is the best part of my job.
This is one of the best parts of living out here in KW.
Eating local, and there's so much here, and we're going to talk about how to prepare that fall bounty right now with Foodland Ontario Chef Taufik Shahata. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
And today we're looking at a couple of my favorites. We're doing grapes and nectarines.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nothing beats our Concord or Coronation grapes. They're actually native to Ontario, which is fantastic. So they've been here longer than any of us have been here. And nectarines are, you know, forgotten for their fuzzy brothers. But anywhere you use peaches, you can use nectarines. They're generally sweeter, crunchier. You don't have to peel them when you cook with them. So there's a lot of benefits to using nectarines.
Yeah, when the kids were little, I used to pick them a lot because they didn't like the fuzzy outside of the peaches.
Yes.
Love the nectarines. And I love to eat them raw. I have to admit, Taufik, that I don't often think about cooking with nectarines or cooking with grapes.
Well, you can substitute nectarines for peaches in virtually any recipe. As far as cooking with grapes, you can't get better than a grape jelly. Or this is the gratin we're making today is really nice because the grapes in the oven will burst a little bit and let their juices come out and they'll caramelize. So it's a really great recipe. Super simple, and everything we're making today is very kid-friendly.
Okay.
And in the case of the sangria, we can make it kid-friendly or adult-friendly.
Or a little something for the adults later on. Okay, so we're starting with a gratin.
We're going to start with a gratin. So for the gratin, very simply, everything we talked about that's in season right now, we have our Ontario pears, just simply sliced.
Okay.
Nectarines.
There they are.
Same thing. Our beautiful grapes.
I love grapes.
And once we get this in the oven, I'd like to talk about a few purchasing and storage tips as well.
Okay, great.
Some Ontario raspberries, which are very close to approaching the end.
This is all looking very healthy, too.
It is. And because we're using Ontario fruit, it's all in season right now. It's very sweet on its own. We only need a little bit of sugar. And the sugar is just to make a little bit of syrup as it melts in the oven.
Okay.
So we're just going to stir that in.
Just blends in with the juices as the fruit is cooking?
As the fruit releases some juice, the sugar thickens it and it caramelizes.
Look at the color on that. It just looks beautiful to
summer
look
colors,
at that.
Especially on a day where the air is a little crisp like today. These colors are fantastic. Remind us of the days before Labor Day.
And they're all nice and local. You know that you can look for the local Ontario produce. You don't have to look for something that's been sitting on a truck for days and days to get here.
If you were to do this with imported produce, you'd have to add a lot more sugar. It's not going to be as sweet. It's not picked for optimum ripeness like this is. So just like that, spread it evenly on a tray. That looks ready to eat right there.
And I would.
We have
everything in my being just wants to start picking out fruit here.
Feel free. So we have amaretti cookies, which you usually get a few frequent Italian coffee shops. These ones have taken a little bit of a pounding with a rolling pin.
And that's what you're using as a topping.
Just a very simple crumble topping. You can use any hard cookies, just like that.
You can make your own with oatmeal and a little bit of flour and sugar and just crumble that up too if you wanted to. Okay.
So just like that. And then this is meant to go on your barbecue. So you're having a barbecue out in the backyard.
Really?
Everyone's sitting down and eating. Throw this on the barbecue as the barbecue's cooling down. And I'll have you throw it in our wall barbecue.
And our little oven here too, okay.
Our wall barbecue for this.
There we go. There's something about, and you mentioned it, when you cook the grapes and they kind of burst open in that flavor, there's something about the whole cooking barbecue process that just gives a whole different flavor to the fruit.
And with the fruit and a little bit of smokiness, and then you have the crunch from the amaretti cookies. It's just a fantastic combination, and you saw how long that took. Just slicing a couple of fruits onto the barbecue goes while you're eating.
And how long would we be leaving it on the barbecue for then?
About 10 minutes.
Okay.
About 10 minutes, and then that with some vanilla ice cream or maple ice cream. It's fantastic on its own, but with the addition of ice cream, makes
So it's
everything
just
better.
long enough for us to make some tostitas.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's what we're doing next. We have our little scoop tostitas. I
Okay.
brought a piping bag because I like the way they look piped.
Look at that,
I was
that's
going to give
fancy.
you an opportunity to try piping.
Oh, I bet these won't look quite as fancy now, Tawfiq. Okay.
So just squeeze from the top of the bag.
Okay. And am I just pressing down?
Yes.
Okay.
And then let off pressure. And
And have somebody on hand to pull it
There
off
we go.
for me. There we go. Oh, look at that.
So-
it just looks so much fancier.
if you don't have a piping bag, or if that's not a look you want, because it's going to be covered by salsa, you can just use 2 spoons like this
Just scoop it on
and just scoop it on.
Okay.
And then for our salsa for this one, I'm going to have you make the salsa as well.
Okay.
So
What am I doing?
everything from here over. So we have our diced nectarines,
Okay.
our diced sweet peppers.
And because it's a salsa, it doesn't have to be diced really fine, but you want it small enough that you can
You want it
scoop up.
small enough because we're doing a very small hors d'oeuvre here. So
Okay.
if the chunks are big, it's not going to sit in this.
Okay.
Then we
I
have
love red onion.
our red
love
onions,
in there.
our jalapenos, if you like it
Ooh, a
spicy.
little bit of kick. Okay.
And then there's a bit of lime zest,
Okay. Oh, lime zest.
and the juice from that lime is there.
All right. Wow.
And the cilantro, if you could just save me a little bit of the cilantro for the end.
So everything's going in except a little bit
Yes.
for garnishing? Okay. Is that
And
enough?
yep, that's perfect. And as usual, well, the red peppers and the onions are also in season, as are the herbs. You can get all your Ontario herbs right now, and they're taking a little back seat in our display there to our fruit that are the most important thing of the season right now.
For the salsa, how far ahead could we make this?
I would say you could make it. You could make it the day before. Just leave out the lime zest and the cilantro because that'll go brown.
Okay.
So, and then the last thing before serving, add in your lime zest, add in your cilantro.
Okay. Well, why don't we finish making these up? When we come back, we can show the gratin, which will be finished off. We'll show the finished tostitos and a little something to wash it all down with when we come back, okay?
Sounds good to me.
Stay with us. In the kitchen with Foodland Ontario chef Tawfiq Shahita, and we're just finishing off the fall bounty with nectarines and grapes and our little tostitas here that
Yes.
we were working away on. So this looks beautiful, by the way.
Yeah,
I
and it's
love
nice and
the
simple.
color in that.
So in our cream cheese here, we also have it's cream cheese, cumin, a little bit of chili powder, some oregano, and some minced garlic, just mixed with the cream cheese. Nice and simple. Doesn't take a lot of time. Kids are going to love this.
Perfect.
Adults are going to love it.
Now, as far as storing and storage of the grapes and the nectarines, what should we be doing to
Now,
keep them fresh?
When you're purchasing the grapes, you want them to be on the vine still.
Okay.
If you pick up a cluster and they start to fall off, they're getting a little bit old, so you
Okay.
don't want those. So you want nice firm clusters. Store them in a single layer because as they get riper and they get softer, they start to bruise each other. Same with the nectarines. They usually take 2 to 3 days to ripen if you buy them firm.
Okay.
Ripen them at room temperature, and then single layer in the fridge.
Single layer in the fridge, don't layer them up.
Yes,
Okay.
because
That's
the
good to
soft
know.
spots will cause them to bruise.
Okay. Well, we could use a little something to wash
We
this all
could.
down with,
we,
Tawfiq.
we deserve it. So this is a great sangria, nice and simple. I've got some wild blueberries. My grapes have sunk to the bottom. And I've got my nectarines.
Sangria just looks nice. It looks beautiful when
it
you see
looks
the
like
fruit right in
summer.
it.
It
And I'll
really
hang on
does.
to every last minute of summer that I possibly can, Tawfiq.
Yes. So what I've done with the sangria is I've kept my soda water off to the side.
Okay.
Because I like that little extra bit of fizz. So
I like fizz too.
instead of putting it in at first and you lose the fizz, We put it in at the end, and then you can also make this
Smells so good.
so it's
I'm going to grab
kid-friendly.
the gratin for you while you're in
Yes.
there too, through the magic of television. Look how beautiful this looks.
So nice and simple, really didn't take a whole lot of work. Looks fantastic, smells even better.
And you know what? We'll post all the recipes on our website, and you can go to Foodland Ontario
Yes,
as well for
everything's on
more
Foodland
great
Ontario.
recipes and using all this great fall bounty. Thank you so much, Tawfiq, for
My
joining
pleasure.
us.
Thank you for
All right.
having me.
Cheers to you.
Cheers.
And have a great day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.